Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. This is your boy, the one and only. I missed you guys, it's been a while. I apologize, it's crazy out here. So we're gonna really look into the markets. I'm gonna demystify some things. We're gonna look at the macro, the micro, and how you can make some money, hopefully. There's a lot of grifters out there. A lot of grifters that over promise and under deliver. So make sure you like, subscribe, and join our private members. Let's begin. So far, markets are doing very well. They're doing amazingly well. If you're Chinese, there's an altcoin season happening, and it's happening in the east. It's not happening in the west. We have Doodle. Doodle is up. I spoke about Doodle, and Doodle went from a fraction of a penny to now a penny. Next up is Doodle. Now Doodle is not getting that much attention, and I think Doodle is actually a hidden gem. I think this coin is going to head to around 50x returns if they execute just like Pengu. I spoke about Cake, and Cake is up massively for the weekly, for the monthly, and for the yearly. And start accumulating, start buying the dips, buying the dips. And then once we get to 2025, 2026, around that period, I will let you know. I promise. How can we forget about BNB? I spoke about BNB and I said, it's happening in the East. The East are coming. As of today, over recording, the markets are down. Some of them are down double digits. Some of them are down slightly, while Bitcoin makes all-time new highs. Some of you are new here and you don't really know me. I'm going to just tell you what I've done in the past couple of weeks. I gave you the very bottom in 75K, 74K. I gave you the very bottom. I'll be honest with you. I know everyone's running away. I know no one wants to touch crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum. But most of the time when there's especially recessionary scares, COVID, 2008, all of these periods were the best buying periods, opportunities of your entire lives. We only get this, once every 8 years in 50, 60, 70, 80 year history. We only get this a handful of times, guys. So this is a great opportunity. To buy. My target for Bitcoin still stands. We're heading to 94,000 US dollars. We're most likely heading higher rather than heading downwards. I gave you the bottom, and I said this as well. I gave you the bottom at 107. This was the bottom. I gave you the bottom of ETH. ETH is heading up higher. I'm going to call it now. I'm going to call it right now here today. We have bottomed. Okay, I'm calling it here. We've bottomed, guys. This is the range bottom. ETH should start picking up now. I gave you the bottom of BNB. I gave you the bottom of so many different coins. And I also said we will make all-time new highs in Bitcoin this month. And the breakout is not going to happen until later. Let me show you. This was my trade. It was highly successful. It was a 1 to 10R return rate. But I'm going to go back in time and I'm going to show you this right over here. I think it's playing out similar to what we see today. We saw October in the beginning of the month break out from here to here, and it formed a higher local high just over here. Can you see? And right over here, let me make this a little bit more better. Right over here, it broke out. Yeah, broke out. And as you can see over here, it broke this previous local high and breached it, came back down. From here to there, market cap is way bigger. So I can expect a 5 to 6% decrease from here to here to around 118,000 US dollars. And we're going to durably break past all-time highs on the 16th of October till the 20th of October. That's my price range. We're playing the same thing that we've done here. Don't take this to the bank, guys. Okay. Ethereum. I did say Ethereum is going to move sideways for the meantime because seasonality has a massive role. I showed you earlier, October isn't always the pleasant period for Ethereum. We normally go up by around 7 to 8%. I also stressed many times that Bitcoin will outperform the majority of altcoins. If Bitcoin goes up on the monthly by 50%, the majority of altcoins on the monthly will go up by 10 to 15%. I was correct in that thesis. And I also told you to go sit on some gold. But this is not about me. This is about you. So what's the next play? I'm not going to give you the next play, not just yet. This isn't a victory lap. This is about you. It's not about me. So what's going to happen next is the 4-year cyclists. They need to leave. they really need to leave. Okay, so there's a lot of folks, and unfortunately I hate to do this to the 4-year cyclers, but they have to leave. A lot of folks have sold. A lot of retail participants have sold their Bitcoin, majority of their Bitcoin, and they're looking to sell even more now. We're going to head to 145 and they're going to call everyone's implicitly or explicitly trying to tell you that the market is over. The entire herd, everyone, every KOL, every YouTuber, everyone is telling you guys, we went from 15K all the way to 150K. It's over. It's over. I can give you so much data and all sorts, yeah? I can do that, and each and every person is biased to their own opinion. So I'm going to give you unadulterated data. I'm going to give you the unadulterated data of how this thing could play out. Yeah, we're going to have a look at the top signals. This is the bull market peak indicator. Sell at the top. It says hold 100%. Not a single indicator for BTC has flashed except for the time-based indicators. For example, you've seen it on the web. They'll tell you normally a bull market ranges from there to there. That's the place to exit. Okay, we have a bear market from here to here, and that's the place to exit. So that's the only one that has triggered. Everything else hasn't triggered. This is the Bitcoin index here. Price cycle top is at 62%. Pirelli multiple is at 48%. Bitcoin rainbow chart is at 60. The ETF net outflows is at 10%, sorry. The ETF to Bitcoin ratio, the 2-year MA multiplier, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. All of these metrics are still telling folks to hold. Here is a better illustration, and I'm going to show you this chart here. I don't know if you can see this, but we're gonna look at the monthly, and I'm going to show you this right here. Okay, this is all the indicators, and I'm going to change the background for you so you can see it more clearly. And watch this. Okay, let me get rid of all of this for you, all of this noise. I'm going to hide everything, and I'm going to show you. This is the 1st year cycle. Okay, everything flashed red. And if you look very closely right over here, that's a sell indicator. Every single indicator on this list, and I'll show you again, these are all the indicators. Every single one flash red. And that was the time to sell. Bitcoin dropped from the very top to the bottom. From here all the way to here, Bitcoin dropped 83%. 83%. So look at the accuracy of these indicators. Then again, right over here, from peak to trough, it went down by 77%. It flashed red. We're going to look at this one right here. Okay, this has all the indicators, as you can see, the net unrealized profits, etc., etc. Again, flashed red. Every single metric, every indicator that every Bitcoin maxi has ever invented, flash red, and we went down by 80%. Then we're going to look at this recent bull market where majority of you have come in. Okay, the majority have come in during this period, and it went down by 56%. It was flashing red. This indicator was a lagging indicator. Right over here, it didn't trigger, ladies and gentlemen, but over here we had our first initial trigger. Then we looked at this period. Not a single one, except for the HI1, not a single indicator has triggered red. Not a single indicator. I'm going to show you something even more interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to show you facts, hardcore data. This is the apps all across the world. So we have Binance, Coinbase, Crypto.com, Robinhood, Kraken, and Cash App. On the Apple Store, Robinhood has gone down to 152 place. Coinbase is ranked at 283 place, and Kraken is ranked at 414. Interest has gone down incredibly. I just need to go outside, and I know the situation. I don't need to look at chart, but look right here. Yeah, search terms have gone down on Google, and web traffic has gone down on Ethereum and Bitcoin, Coinbase, Uniswap, NFTs, everything across the board has gone down. I'll even show you this. This is the search terms on Google for altcoins. It's the highest it's ever been in history. I'm going to show you crypto as well. It's the highest it's ever been. So there are some misleading informations. I'm going to help you connect the dots. Same thing applies with crypto. It reached all the way to around 100 search terms. I'm going to say the N word, so cover your ears. Narrative follows price. Price never follows narrative. So what's happened is, this is my opinion, okay? The millennials, Gen X, and the Zoomers, they've all entered crypto, they've all searched crypto, and they've looked around. They've just ended up buying the top 10. In my opinion, they bought Ethereum, BNB, and the top 10. Okay, Zoomers have come back into the space and they've bought meme coins and unfortunately got burned. And the vast majority of new players haven't bought simply because of inflation. Inflation is an actual big problem, guys. They are really struggling. Main Street is actually struggling. This is the delinquency rate on credit cards and loans. And in the past 5 years, it's actually gone up. In the past 10 years, it's gone up and formed a new higher high. There are more delinquencies, meaning bankrupts, they can't pay it, than in Q1 of 2020. There are more delinquencies happening now, ladies and gentlemen, than they were post-pandemic. Maximum results was in 2008, where we had the most amount of delinquencies. This is the historic history of all the government shutdowns and their durations. The last previous one was in 2018, December the 22nd. It lasted for 35 days. The previous one was for 3 days. Both was the administration of Trump. Again, another lockdown lasted for 1 day. Then in 2013, in the Obama regime, it lasted for 16 days. And again, Clinton was 5 days. Another regime in Clinton was 21 days. Then we had Bush and Reagan and so on and so forth. The longest in history was in 2008, which lasted for 35 days. Majority last under a month. The PMI hasn't come out and I'm expecting this to be slightly higher. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But the point I'm trying to demonstrate is that this cycle is vastly more longer. It is more longer, ladies and gentlemen. The indicators are not flashing red. Pi cycle indicator top, one of my favorite indicators to help you along your way. It drowns out all the noise, all the 4-year cyclers, all their theories and so on and so forth. Listen, I'm not selling. I know a lot of folks are selling. I get it. I respect it. Okay, fair enough. But they need to leave and they need to be sidelined. It happens in markets. A lot of times it happens in markets. Markets will shake you out and leave you sidelined, running for another desperate thing that's maybe as good as the original. It happens to everyone, ladies and gentlemen. That's why most participants, they push another coin because they missed out on the original coin. So we're waiting for the 4-year cyclers to finally fold. All right, they're gonna fold sooner or later. I might be wrong, and I know that this is the Widowmaker. I get it. I know that this is the Widowmaker. Everyone and their pet hamster has said it's gonna be a super cycle. Everyone and their pet hamster has said we're going for longer. And unfortunately, they got caught swimming naked. But this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not lying. I've been right so many times. This time we're going on for longer. Just to re-emphasize this one final time, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin dominance is heading up higher. There's a lot of grifters out here and they're going to tell you that this period right over here is mimicking the same period right over here. They are incorrect. Bitcoin needs to first head up first, ladies and gentlemen. They're partially right. Bitcoin first needs to head up to around 64, 65, and then finally head back down. We've done this numerous times. We've done this so many times. I'll show you on the monthly right over here, the 1st of September, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles. Okay, again right over here, ladies and gentlemen, right over here, 1st of September, we had 1, 2 monthly red candles. So between 2 and 3, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see monthly candles, green candles, sorry. What am I saying? If we extrapolate, history tends to rhyme. Nothing in crypto is different. Bitcoin is gold, Ethereum is the Russell 2000. Shit coins actually came from the terminology shit co. There were penny stocks, and everyone in traditional finance called them shit co. Shit companies, they come from traditional finance. What was old is now new, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing has changed. So Bitcoin is going to head up higher between 2 to 3 monthly green candles. We're up on the monthly in September. This is going to be another massive green candle, and then finally another green candle, and that's the period where you should buy. I'm telling you where I'm shopping. When I'm shopping is this right here. You can follow my lead if you want to, but I'm telling you what I'm doing right now. I'm not buying any dips. I'm not buying a single dip. I don't care how many grifters tell me that this is a generational buy. I don't care how many folks tell us that this is the best time to buy. The only period and the only time that I will buy hand over fist is this period here. This period here, when the altcoin market, the crypto market is 0.27. Everything else, I'm fading. everything else. If you want to do the same, it's up to you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you this as well. A lot of folks will show you total 1 and total 2 and total 3, and they're talking out their ass. This is total market cap. It's made an all-time new high, right? Oh my God, we made all-time new highs. We made all-time new highs. Wrong. Bitcoin has made all-time new highs. This right here is 70%. 70% is Bitcoin, yeah? The next 30 odd percent, next is between Bitcoin, is between Ethereum, Solana, and the top 10. I'm gonna show you total 2, ladies and gentlemen. They're gonna show you this, we're gonna break out. Total 2, majority is Ethereum. Okay, ETH majority, I'll say like 60 to 70. Total 3 is majority the top 10, BNB, etc, etc. What they don't tell you is this pretty little chart over here. If anyone, I'm talking about key opinion leaders or even crypto participants, tell you how amazing they're doing, just open this chart. I beg of you, open this chart, and that's the real state of crypto. Majority of coins. I'm not going to cherry pick the likes of Esther, the likes of Hyperliquid, the likes of Ethereum, the likes of Solana. I'm not going to cherry pick, but the vast majority of altcoins, yeah, under the top 10 are down 65%. When does that change? It changes when it hits to 0.27. Then it changes. Oh, we're going to cover the news. All right, let's cover the news. We're going to quickly digest some of the news. We're going to look at Bitcoin miner Iron secures more multi-year cloud contracts, including NVIDIA GPU deployments. So I did tell you about Iron. I spoke about Iron, and it's going to make all-time new highs. It's going to do a 77x. If you want to learn some more about this market, join our private members, ladies and gentlemen. I spoke about this like 2.5 years ago. All the mining coins, I spoke about all of them. I made a separate video, everything. No one really listened to me, but it normally happens when you're ahead of the curve. No one really listens to you. They only listen to you when you finish the race. Hyperliquid NFT airdrops. Hyper is 300 million in market cap. Honestly, Hyperliquid, they've got a phenomenal team. There's only 10 of them or 15 of them, I don't know. This is incredible. It's actually incredible what they're doing, and this is because of the team. This is honestly because of the team, and this is what you want in crypto. You actually want individuals like this. So their NFTs are going for around 80k. Imagine that. And they were giving it to early adopters. So this is amazing. I'm so happy for them. Gold-backed crypto tokens top 3 billion as metal hits all-time highs. Tokenized gold trading volume jumped in the past 24 hours, led by Paxo Gold. I told you. I was begging folks. To buy Paxo Gold. You know, you can buy it on Binance, you can buy it on Coinbase, you can buy it in OKB, you can buy it in all of these coins. All right. Before I end, I'm going to give you some free alpha, and it's regarding Cake. If you're a Zoomer, I know I've got a small demographic of Zoomers. If you're a Zoomer and you want to make some money and trade and stuff like that, go check out Pancake Swap. It just broke its 2024 yearly open. I truly believe that it's going to head to its 2022 yearly open. From here to here, that's an upside of around 231%. I was speaking about Pancake Swap for a very, very long time, ladies and gentlemen. We finally have shown some strength of forming higher highs and higher lows, and this is a easy setup right here. From here to here, this is the monthly, by the way. From here to here, this is a pennant, and we finally broken out. We could retest this area, but I doubt it. I think we're heading up to the 2022 yearly open. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and wherever you are, a week, wherever you are, good morning, good evening, good night. See you in the next one. Peace.